We are concerned about reports of reprisals of Cuban human rights defenders, including in connection with the current review process.
Et mettre fin au harcèlement, à l'intimidation, aux persécutions et au placement arbitraire en détention des militants des droits de l'homme.
Germany condemns all reprisals of Cuba against human rights defenders, including against individuals linked to this UPR.
Ireland is extremely concerned about the reports of intimidation and reprisals against human rights defenders.
To end measures restricting rights of freedom of expression and to peaceful assembly and association, including short-term detention of political opponents, human rights activists and members of civil society organizations, as well as intimidation and arrests of journalists.
To end arbitrary detention and harassment of human rights defenders as well as media workers.
We call on Cuba to protect all persons who are targets of intimidation or violence.
New Zealand recommends the immediate and unconditional release of all prisoners of conscience who have been imprisoned solely for the peaceful exercise of their rights to freedom of expression, association or peaceful assembly.
We are particularly concerned about detentions based on politically motivated charges. Allegations of violations of the rights to freedom of expression, assembly and peaceful associations are a matter of serious concern.
La Suisse recommande à Cuba de prendre les mesures nécessaires afin de garantir les droits à la liberté de réunion pacifique et d'association, en conformité avec le droit international, en particulier les droits de l'homme.
And measures to restrict freedom of expression and assembly, including short-term detentions.
Australia remains concerned by short-term arbitrary detention used to prevent independent political activity and freedom of assembly. Australia recommends Cuba end arbitrary detention of political activists.
Austria is concerned about reports on repressive measures, intimidation and arbitrary detention of journalists and human rights defenders.
Brasil saluda la delegación de Cuba y recomienda abstenerse de todas las formas de hostigamiento, intimidación y represión en contra de activistas sociales, defensores de derechos humanos y periodistas.
Canada recommends that Cuba immediately eliminate harassment and intimidation of activists, including arbitrary short-term and pre-trial detentions, as well as house arrest.
Nos preocupan las restricciones al derecho del trabajo de opositores políticos, activistas de derechos humanos y miembros de organizaciones de la sociedad civil.
We are worried, however, that human rights defenders continue to be persecuted and prevented from traveling.
Está muy claro que se estrecha el cerco